The February chill hung over Minneapolis, where the sleek offices of Apex Innovations buzzed with corporate ambition. Aisha Thompson, a quiet black janitor, was mopping the 20th floor lobby, her smile warm despite the late hour, when three executives, led by Karen Miller's nephew, Greg Walsh, mocked her, one tossing a Coke can's contents across her uniform, laughing, "Clean that, too." Aisha, drenched and humiliated, stayed calm, her dignity unshaken, unaware that her husband, Dr. James Thompson, a billionaire cybersecurity tycoon, was about to enter the building for a surprise visit. Karen, the HOA tyrant who'd razed my cabin, stolen my power, and fenced my road, had wormed her way into Apex as a mid-level manager, her nepotism securing Greg's role. She'd targeted Aisha, assuming she was powerless, not knowing Aisha was married to James, Apex's secret majority shareholder. The executive's cruelty was a calculated jab, but James's arrival, caught on my phone as I visited Aisha, would turn their prank into a corporate massacre. I'm Sarah, the Crescent Meadows farmer and SWAT trainer who'd crushed Karen 19 times. Our Minnesota suburb rallied against injustice, and Aisha's ordeal, live-streamed to our forum, hit us hard. This wasn't just a soda spill. It was racial harassment, blind to Aisha's strength and James's power. As James strode in, his tailored suit a quiet storm, I filmed, knowing this would be Karen's corporate downfall. Crescent Meadows would stand with Aisha, and the executives' jobs were about to evaporate. What unfolded wasn't just Aisha's vindication. It was a masterclass in justice, community solidarity, and corporate reckoning that left Karen and her cronies jobless, Apex transformed, and Aisha's dignity a beacon. James's wealth wasn't just money. It was their undoing, and the firings were about to hit like a tsunami. Crescent Meadows was a defiant Minnesota suburb, its murals, snowy gardens, and my Meadow Mart Cafe a testament to our victories over Karen Miller's HOA tyranny. Apex Innovations, a Minneapolis cybersecurity firm, was a glass tower where Aisha worked nights, her janitorial role a humble contrast to her husband's empire. The 20th floor lobby, with marble floors and city views, was her workplace, but also a stage for cruelty. I'm Sarah, the farmer, Meadow Mart owner, county wildlife conservation head, SWAT trainer, and permitting officer who defeated Karen 19 times, buying Meadow Mart after a farm stand ban, exposing her assault on Lily, stopping her fishing derby, evicting her fishing club, jailing fake HOA cops, rallying for a pilot's defiance, retrieving my tow tractor, shutting down her cop call on my fence, backing Ibrahim Traore, ejecting her security patrol, protecting the Thompsons, winning. Court for my wrecked car, defending Ellen from fake cops, saving James's cabin water, freeing Marine sniper Elijah Rowe, stopping her ranch auction, clearing my road with Grandpa Hank's tractor, zapping her cycle with my circuit, and halting her cabin demolition. Aisha Thompson, 38, was a gentle black woman, a pediatrician by training who chose janitorial work for flexibility, married to Dr. James Thompson, 40, a billionaire cybersecurity expert, and Apex's silent majority shareholder, known to me as a Crescent Meadows ally. Karen Miller, mid-50s, was a corporate parasite, fired from the HOA but hired at Apex via connections. Her nephew Greg Walsh, 30, a smug executive, leading the harassment with two colleagues, Tim Foley and Ray Holt. Their coke-throwing stunt was a racist taunt, assuming Aisha was defenseless. Key allies included my mother, Ellen, a sharpshooting organizer, Grandpa Hank, Ethan Carter, an undercover cop, Mia, his wife, Linda, our councilwoman, and Lily, my organizer. Deputy Harris and Sheriff Carla Ruiz were on call. The Crescent Meadows Forum, our digital hub, would amplify Aisha's fight. The setting was Apex's 20th floor lobby, a February evening in 2025 with snow falling outside. Aisha, in her janitor's uniform, mopped as Greg and his cronies laughed, coke dripping from her clothes. My cameras, set up for a SWAT consult with James, caught every move. Karen, in her office, egged them on, unaware James was in the elevator. This wasn't just harassment. It was Karen's corporate assault on our values. As I filmed, this fight would echo our victories and redefine justice. Aisha's soaked uniform was a gut punch. Greg sneered, "Better mop yourself," as Foley and Holt laughed. Aisha, calm, said, "This isn't right," her voice steady. I filmed from the corner, heart racing, and whispered to Aisha, "James is coming." Karen emerged, smirking. "You're on probation, Aisha." I called Ethan, who snapped, "Racial harassment? We're rolling." Ellen texted Aisha's employee file. Karen's targeting her. James, in the elevator, texted me, "I'm here." I confronted Greg, phone rolling. "You're harassing Aisha, and it's on camera." Karen waved a fake performance warning, claiming Aisha was disruptive. I live-streamed. Karen's cronies threw coke on Aisha at work. James is coming. Hashtags Karen Harris's Aisha and hashtag Justice for Aisha trended, hitting 800,000 views. Lily streamed from Meadowmart, showing Aisha's spotless record. "Crescent Meadows stands with Aisha," she said, hitting 900,000 views. Mia handed out flyers about workplace laws, explaining, "Aisha's protected. Karen's a bully." The forum surged, with posts recalling her past, "Raising my cabin, stealing my power." Hashtag Karen Harris's Aisha went national, with a tweet. HOA Karen's nephew Harris's black janitor doesn't know her billionaire husband owns the company. Hashtag Aisha strong. Karen rallied her cronies, shouting, "File her termination." But employees swarmed, chanting Aisha's family. Mabel, a co-worker, filmed Greg's act, catching his smirk. I share my camera feed. Karen's targeting Aisha. The clip hit 12 million views. Ethan arrived, badge ready, saying, "She burned my Tesla. I'm testifying." His cop clout rattled Greg's crew. Harris and Ruiz's SWAT team pulled up outside, lights flashing. "Stand down," Harris ordered via radio, eyeing Greg. Karen screamed, "Aisha's fired," but I held up Mabel's footage. "You're harassing a protected employee," I said. I live-streamed. Karen's harassment is busted. James is here. The stream hit 20 million views, with news vans arriving. Comments flooded. "Aisha's a queen. Karen's done." Linda arrived with a labor lawyer, announcing Karen's actions violate state law. The crowd chanted, "Aisha free," as Karen's cronies froze. The forum planned an Aisha Strong rally at Meadowmart, with music and labor talks. Karen tried one last lie, claiming Aisha provoked Greg, but Mabel's footage showed otherwise. The stage was set, not just to save Aisha, but to crush Karen's corporate scheme and rally Crescent Meadows. Her prank was her end, and James's shadow loomed. Apex's lobby was a justice arena. Karen stood by Greg, trembling, as employees questioned her cronies. The livestream hit 30 million views, with hashtag Karen Harris's Aisha and hashtag Justice for Aisha trending globally. Co-workers packed the floor, waving signs, "Aisha's dignity. No cara en cruelty." News crews broadcast live, anchors calling it a black woman's stand against workplace racism. The air crackled, and I was ready to see Karen's corporate reign collapse. Mia addressed the crowd, voice clear. "Aisha's our sister, and her work is flawless. Karen's harassment is illegal, caught on camera." She showed Aisha's record in my footage, proving the crime. Employees gasped, sharing the clips online. Ellen handed out flyers, saying, "Sarah and James fight for us." Karen's a racist. The forum surged. Karen's fired. Aisha's a hero. A viral tweet read, HOA Karen's nephew throws coke on black janitor. Billionaire husband steps in. Hashtag Karen Harris's Aisha. Karen tried to spin it, shouting, "Aisha's insubordinate." But I held up Greg's texts. "Karen, order the prank." "You're targeting Aisha for her race?" I said. Karen's face fell. She hadn't known James's role. National labor groups joined X, posting, "Karen's harassment is a disgrace. Support Aisha." The Change.org petition, Justice for Aisha, hit 1.5 million signatures with comments like, "Aisha's a legend," and "Karen's done." Linda spoke to reporters, voice firm. "Aisha's our pride. and Sarah's our champion. Karen's actions threaten our values. She announced a council motion to probe Apex's hiring, citing Karen's nepotism. The crowd roared, chanting Aisha strong. Apex's HR, gutted by scandals, leaked emails disavowing Karen. She pushed Greg's hire. Employees blocked her office, demanding justice, as Lily filmed. I grabbed the megaphone, heart racing. Karen thought she could humiliate Aisha, but her husband owns Apex, and the law says no. I proposed an Aisha Strong rally at Meadowmart, with music, labor talks, and a fundraiser for Aisha's Choice charity, revealing James's plan to fire the culprits. The crowd cheered, volunteering to testify. I shared online. Karen's prank failed. Join us for Aisha. The livestream hit 50 million views, with hashtag Aisha Strong trending. Comments flooded. Sarah's unstoppable. Karen's jobless. Karen made a last stand, yelling at employees, I'm management. But James strode in, his presence silencing the room. You're fired, Karen, Greg, Foley, Holt, he said, voice like steel. The crowd parted, phones filming their stunned faces. Lily's stream hit 60 million views, with comments like, bye Karen. James rules. News ran headlines. Billionaire fires HOA Karen's crew for harassing wife. Ellen organized kids to paint Aisha free signs, while Ethan tied it to his sting, saying, Sarah and James guard our dignity. Harris secured the lobby, and co-workers hugged Aisha, turning chaos into unity. Linda promised county support for Aisha's charity. The stage was set for a victory that would vindicate Aisha, end Karen's corporate run, and show Crescent Meadows' power. Karen was jobless, but what happened next would shock everyone. Apex's lobby pulsed with triumph as James fired Karen, Greg, Foley, and Holt, their badges confiscated. The livestream hit 80 million views, with hashtag Karen Harris's Aisha and hashtag Justice for Aisha trending worldwide. Employees filled the floor, guarding Aisha as news crews filmed. I held the megaphone, my roles as farmer, SWAT trainer, and ally now a beacon, James's wealth our sword, ready to bury Karen's cruelty. James addressed the crowd, voice commanding. Aisha is my wife, and her dignity is Apex's soul. Karen's harassment ends now. He presented Aisha's record and my footage, proving their guilt. Employees cheered, waving Aisha free signs. James added, I'm restructuring Apex. No nepotism, no bias. The crowd roared, phones filming for the forum, where comments surged. Karen's done. Aisha's our queen. Linda took the stage, resolute. Aisha's our heart, and Sarah's our might. Karen's harassment was an attack on us all. She announced the council's vote, a probe into Apex's hiring and funding for Aisha's charity. The crowd chanted, Aisha strong, as kids handed Aisha painted hearts, symbols of our win. Ethan showed Aisha's employee file, proving her excellence. Sarah and James stopped Karen. Like I stopped her, he said, sparking applause. I unveiled an Aisha's Dignity plaque sketch for Apex, county-backed, to mark her stand. This workplace is ours, not Karen's, I said, sharing it online, a mop under a crown. The forum erupted. Perfect. Aisha's legacy. Harris confirmed the evidence. Cameras, texts, employee statements was airtight. Karen and her cronies faced civil suits, banned from Apex. My digital dossier, videos, records, logs was handed to the press, ensuring justice. News ran it live. Billionaire fires crew for harassing wife. The crowd surged, music blaring, as Aisha Strong plans took shape. I gave a mic to Aisha, who shone. This is our fight, she said, standing tall. Thank you, James, Sarah. Employees hugged her, guarding the lobby in solidarity. The plaque contest launched, with entries flooding the forum. This wasn't just Karen's defeat. It was Crescent Meadows' triumph, proof our dignity could outshine cruelty. As night fell, Aisha stood proud, and James's power roared. Karen's firing was Crescent Meadows' victory. News ran headlines like Billionaire saves wife from harassment and Sarah and Aisha triumph. The livestream hit 200 million views, with hashtag Karen Harris's Aisha trending for weeks. Fan art of Aisha as a justice queen flooded the forum, and labor groups invited her to speak. Talk shows called, but Aisha stayed humble, saying, "This is about fairness." Aisha Strong was a sensation. Thousands joined, neighbors, kids, SWAT officers, sharing workplace stories, dancing, and unveiling the Aisha's Dignity plaque at Apex. Meadow Mart catered, and James led eco talks, tying Aisha's fight to his lake's bluefins. The event raised $200,000 for a charity, and county leaders hailed it as a model. The forum buzzed with photos. Aisha shines. No more Karens. Apex transformed. James's restructuring ended nepotism, per CNN, with diversity training and Aisha on the board. Linda's probe exposed Karen's hiring scams, banning her from county contracts. Aisha's charity-funded job programs, inspiring policy. In Crescent Meadows, we hosted Dignity Days with music and labor talks, boosting cafe sales. Neighbors brought gifts, crown pins, SWAT patches, saying Aisha and I inspired them. Don't splash like Karen became a local joke, chalked on sidewalks. Karen and her cronies vanished, reportedly jobless, with Greg moving to a small town, per ex-rumors. My farm stand sold Aisha Strong teas, funding lake protection. The digital dossier, videos, records, logs was studied for labor laws, influencing Congress. Ellen led Apex tours, calling Aisha our heart. Lily mentored kids, painting eco signs for our lake, tying it to Aisha's fight. Aisha sent a video to Crescent Meadows, aired at our Dignity Fest. "Your love lifted me," she said beside James. Kids mobbed the screen, waving chalk crowns as I thanked her. The forum planned a global workplace justice summit, with music, talks, and Apex guests cementing our bond. Sarah and Aisha showed Dignity Wins, one post read. At the fest, under a Dignity Forever banner, Linda toasted, "To Aisha, Sarah, and Crescent Meadows, where justice stands tall." Fireworks burst, kids danced, and Aisha's plaque gleamed. Karen's prank had been a spark, but we'd built a movement. Meadow Mart, my ranch, and James's Lake were our stronghold, proof no bully could dim our spirit. As stars shone, I knew Crescent Meadows and Aisha's legacy would always stand bold, just and free.